messed up on the intro one.
Absolutely, yeah. So it's saying starting.
I'm Matt.
So let's see. Guys, we're being recorded.
Recording.
So I guess whenever Matt's opening, right?
No, I'm.
Who goes first?
You. And
is it me? No, it's Matt.
No, it's not me. No,
Matt was
going to
do the
I'm saying the favorite
transition.
five. I'm saying the favorite five, and then I'm directing it towards Twan afterwards.
Okay, sorry. It doesn't matter. I'll open. Twan goes, then Matt, and then Matt goes into the five. Then he passes it to Twan. Got it. Welcome to the Monster Trio podcast. I'm Dominique.
I'm Twan.
And I'm Matt. And today we will be talking about our favorite five characters of One Piece. We will start with Twan, actually. Twan, go ahead.
Okay, this one I'm really excited for. So it's hard to just pick five. So I do have a few honorable mentions, but we're going to start with the list first. Number one, and he's definitely my favorite, is going to be Trafalgar D. Law. You know, he is the captain of the Heart Pirates. His bounty is currently set at 500 million. He has the Ope Ope no Mi fruit, which stands for Operation. He's known as Doctor of Death. I think it resonated with me a lot that he's a surgeon, and I wanted to be a doctor when I was first growing up and starting One Piece, so it definitely resonated with me. Love his powers, love his attitude towards everything. He's honestly one of the funniest characters in One Piece, especially when he gets frustrated with Luffy. Next on the list would be Monkey D. Luffy. You can't go wrong with him. Super powerful, hilarious, captain, brings everyone together. And I felt a resonance with that as well, since I got these two guys back into anime. And, you know, he got...
Do you think that makes you captain?
He works well with Law.
I am the captain now.
He drives Law into being a better character.
Also,
man.
Luffy just makes me laugh almost every episode. One in particular that I will never forget is when he is at Thriller Bark and a zombie came up and he pushed him back into the ground to solve that problem. He was like, "There you go."
No.
that was actually a lovely part of Thriller Bark. That was prime comedy.
Prime Luffy. He has, you know, the gum fruit rubber from the East Blue. He probably, you know, other than Ace, has the most potential, I think, just from his lineage, you know, with his dad being Dragon, grandpa being Garp, his two brothers, you know, drank sake with him, Ace and Sabo. And, you know, you can never go wrong with Luffy. Everybody loves Luffy. If you don't, there's something wrong with you.
Well, the thing with Luffy is it's easy to like him because he is goofy, but at the same time, it's like, man, there are better people than Luffy out there in the manga. But what in the end, whatever.
There's really not.
Luffy's a solid person. I almost put him on my list again. Super stoked to go over these lists with you guys and see who's all on everyone's list. But I mean, I guess it's predictable that Luffy's on there, as obviously with the Monster Trio podcast. So. He's all right.
I couldn't
he's
go
decent.
with Adam Luffy.
He's decent.
Decent. Next is not going to be a pirate. It's actually going to be Kuzan Aokiji. He's my favorite of the admirals. I love his power, love his attitude. You know, he has a motto of lazy justice. Everything's just a drag, but you know, he's powerful enough to go up against anyone, even Whitebeard. When he did Ice Age and froze the lake for 2 weeks to the next island, hands down. And then he just bodied the Straw Hats the first time he ran into them. Like,
not a person to be messed with.
Yeah.
And the fact that he rides his bike and just like he rides his bike on the seas and just freezes whatever path he's just biking. Like, that's how he gets back and forth. Like, that was cool. Or at least when he was with the Marines.
And it's just been also pretty cool seeing his progression, how he's not an admiral anymore. He even joined the Blackbeard Pirates, and just trying to figure out what's going on in his head. You know, he has a very strong sense of justice. He's friends with Garp, who he owes some kind of favor to, which I'm really hoping to find out what that is. But yeah, that's also I've always liked Ice Power, so you can't go wrong with him.
Agreed.
Next on the list is going to be Don Quixote do Flamingo,
Saw
a
that
character
coming.
who I absolutely despised at first, but the more he kept coming up, I was just like, damn, he's just a great villain. I don't know, I feel like the villain that he is for One Piece, almost
Madara.
Madara, and also like the Joker, like he just has such a
Because his nickname is Joker. Ha ha ha.
Sure,
Ha,
yeah.
ha,
Yes.
ha, ha, ha.
but
he
just
he does have like a dark presence about him.
Yeah, he has a dark presence. He's one of the first times I know he like trying to think. Not NS Lobby. What's the jail?
Impel Down.
Impel Down. Was the first time we saw like Awakened Fruits, but you know, that aspect of him, he showed how powerful a Paramecia fruit can be. I also really love the anticipation that there was behind his power because no one knew what it was. He can control people with a marionette. He can walk on strings, so it looks like he's flying. And he also
Still don't get that.
He can make clones of himself. Also, an impenetrable bird cage that was literally slicing through this island that not even Fujitora could cut through.
And just on paper, you're like, oh, I have the string fruit. What kind of power does that possess? Like, that's a lame power. That's dumb. Why would you ever want that?
And then prime
he
example.
Makes it bad.
The fact that he used his powers to like re-put his organs together after Law almost killed him was OP. OP fruit. But yeah, OP. It was that was crazy for me, was to like save his own organs by using his strings. And like you said, learning that he walks through the skies, looks like he's flying by using strings is also interesting to me. It makes me curious. Is there just like a bunch of thin string across the skies that no one can see, and at any point Doflamingo just jumps up and just uses him to go?
So I did read how that was done. It's actually that he is stringing his strings through clouds. So he'll connect two clouds together, and that's how he'll walk.
But clouds are vapor. How does
that's where he gets his string is from clouds, isn't it?
No, he can make strings. He can.
Okay.
He made things into strings when he awakened.
But he can almost connect the strings to anything.
Yeah,
any
it's like connecting the strings to your nervous system. That's how he controls people, isn't it?
Yeah, that was also wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and they can be as fine or as thick as he wants.
I plan on crapping on your characters so far through this, but your list is decent. It's decent.
Yeah,
I can respect it so far.
I love that his nickname is the Heavenly Demon. I love his backstory, like how he's fallen from grace because of his dad, and he was like, you peons had the audacity to look down on me, to do anything bad to me. And he was like, okay, I got you. And he literally pulled a 180 and came up. He also has all three forms of hockey, which is badass too. So,
yep, that's how he saved his own life.
Mm-hmm. Last on the top five, or not necessarily top, but last on my 5 list is going to be Brook. I love Brook. He's hilarious. I love his power. I know I felt like that was pretty unexpected. Since day one, I love Brook. He has also given us Pink Sake. Amazing song.
Amazing song.
And I like how his power's grown, because he's the musician. He gets to be a swordsman as well, but also to see that he can, astral project himself. He can freeze things, so he has an ice element to his power as well. But yeah,
give him some milk and he heals himself.
He can
insanely sad backstory, also insanely miss.
Oh my gosh, all the feels.
Yeah, running fast on water because he's foam.
Yeah, he's technically the fastest Straw Hat, is what Otis says. So.
Yeah, makes sense. Also, can I see your panties?
Um, honorable mentions will be Sabo,
Okay.
his brother, Boa Hancock,
Okay.
Tony Chopper, Bon Clay, and Garp.
I was expecting Bonclay to be on your list.
He
In your
almost
favorite
was.
five,
He
because
almost had Brooks' spot, but I did love Bon Clay. It
It's
was
like
if you watched the
all
Impel Down arc, you
mm,
gotta love Bon Clay. You gotta have
yeah.
some kind of like feels or understanding of how good of a friend he really was.
I
And I'm excited to see if he's gonna come back or if he's still at Impel Down.
it's that too.
I feel like any of your honorable mentions could have taken over Brooke, but Brooke just beat everybody out by a smidge.
Except
Yeah.
not Tony Chopper. Come on, man.
No, the cuteness. It's about the cuteness, Dom.
Like
So I think I'm
he
with
used
you.
to always like get upset with people about like calling them bastards. It's like, oh, don't give me a compliment, you idiot.
No,
Uh,
you jerk.
and the fact
Stop
that
that.
he
I hate when
he
people do
hid the
that to
wrong
me.
way. He would put his face behind the wall, but his body would be showing. He tried to hide.
And also
I love
like
that first time he did that, and Nami was like, "You know, you're doing that wrong." He's like, "Oh, sorry. Let me do the other."
also Chopper is like really powerful, especially when he goes into his monster form. But he's seen as the pet of the Straw Hat, so he only has a 50 berry bounty.
Mm-hmm. That's why
That's
they
like,
So
doubt the
you know,
man.
it doubled. It's 100.
double 100. Cotton candy eating Tony Chopper.
I wonder, is there a reason that started? I really don't recall him eating cotton candy to like make it a thing.
I think
When
they
he was
it's
when
in
his
his
pitch, yeah, when his pitcher got taken for the bounty pitchers, he was eating cotton candy. He's just super adorable.
also he always gets mistaken for a raccoon. Always.
That's true.
Rain. He's like, I'm a reindeer. He's like, oh, you look like you're like a pest.
Like a pest.
Oh,
And I like
man.
the relationship that like Chopper has with Law because they're both doctors. So
Yeah, I guess we knew that was going to come with the doctor thing. Oh man, I just remember when I think when they first made the alliance with Law and Chopper was out of commission, and so they tied Chopper to Law's head. Welcome to the alliance. Take care of him. Like tied him to
Yeah.
his head.
Just like tied into the bag is like a nice cute stuffed animal. Where'd you get it? It's like outside. Law's like outside. Like
and that's like another moment when Law was like that's one of my favorite memes is like the migraine, the headache, and then dealing with Luffy. And it's just Law being like super frustrated.
Oh man. Yeah. Law being the Surgeon of Death. Love that nickname. Love it a lot.
Yeah, and his power is so OP, which the Ope means
oh,
operation.
babe, yeah, which means overpowered anyway.
Well, I'll go into my top five. You guys, this is obviously the greatest list of all
Favorite
time.
five.
My favorite five current One Piece characters. Obviously, it'll switch around as the story continues. Like there are people currently in here that wouldn't have been, but because of everything going on in Wano, it's kind of like, okay, I like this person again right now. So, um, funny enough, also I started this list before this the chapter came out, chapter 1005. Um, so that didn't influence my list, but I'm happy someone's on my list because of what they did in 1005. But to begin, as you all know, Roronoa Zoro, the greatest straw hat there is, the right hand to the future pirate king,
Overrated.
first commander, the number two. Uh, as strong as Luffy, maybe stronger. He just is playing the second fiddle because he wants to. He told Luffy he would follow him. They fought twice. It's been a draw both times. The first time they both used their weapon. The first time Luffy used his arms and his stretching, and Zoro used his swords, and it was a draw. So Nami knocked him out. And then obviously Luffy was like, when Nami told what happened, and Luffy was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, Zoro." And then the second time, I forgot what the second reason was, but it was a fist fight. Zoro only used his fist. And oh, sorry, it was because Luffy was in the desert when they're doing the Alabasta arc, and Luffy drank that cactus water that made him see things and thought Zoro was an enemy, thought Zoro was Crocodile. So he came at him with full intent to kill. and Zoro didn't use swords, fought him but just his fist to a draw. So without his weapons, with bare hands, and still tied with Luffy. So I know things has happened. They both progressed, but to this day, Luffy has not shown that he's stronger than Zoro. Just saying.
Just saying.
Let the record show that Twan said Zoro was overrated first.
I love
Let
Zoro.
Let the record show, because I mean, I have my feelings about Zoro.
He can be overrated sometimes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, who else has dealt damage to Kaido the way Zoro has? Don't worry, I'll wait.
Has he really done damage though?
Again, like I said, Luffy and Zoro kind of neck and neck in terms of strength. There hasn't really been a proven point just yet to show that Luffy is stronger. He's just the captain, so he gets to fight the main bosses, which is why his bounty is higher. I think Zoro could do these same things. The only person I don't think Zoro may have won against is Katakuri. I don't know if Zoro could have won against Katakuri, just because of Katakuri's observation haki and Zoro not having that. So, only reason. But also, Luffy got trained by Rayleigh, while Zoro only got Mihawk. So, moving on.
Mihawk's the greatest swordsman,
but he
the
didn't
greatest swordsman, but
further haki outside of armament haki onto your swords.
Yeah.
Next, these aren't in any order for me, except Zoro. Clear number one, clear favorite, always will be. Same person Twan had on his list, Kuzan Aokiji. I loved him when he came in. Like he said, super OP. His ice fruit, everyone loves ice powers. Sub-Zero all day.
Sub-Zero is better than Scorpion.
Facts. So yeah, just having him on there, I am intrigued as to what's going on with him right now. I don't think he's a true member of the Blackbeard Pirates. I think he's just kind of spying on them. I really don't see a reason for him to have joined, especially after fighting Akainu for the position of Fleet Admiral and all that happening. But Kuzan, great character. I think he's a member of Sword. That's just my opinion. Which is fine if he is, fine if he's not. Speaking of Sword, next person, Kobe. How can Kobe not be one of your favorites? We watched this kid grow up from this little bratty, wimpy weakling to the badass captain of the Marines that he is right now.
So you're Helmeppo fans also?
Oh no, who?
But like beginning Kobe when he was like sniveling and crying. Yeah, no, that Kobe couldn't have been it. See, also, exactly. They changed his face so much from him being a kid.
It's because of the beatings Garp gave him. He changed his structure.
He beat him into a beautiful man.
Yep, he made him handsome. It's like what happened in SpongeBob with Squidward. He made him handsome.
Or
does it say Duval?
Yeah, or the Sanji lookalike.
Oh my god!
That
yeah,
eyebrow, and he got made handsome.
Because yeah, Kobe's a stud now, both in fighting ability and in his appearance. I mean, they really his glow up is real. So yeah, Kobe obviously on my list. Love him to death. Badass. And then we have somebody on Tarrant's honorable mention list, Sabo. How can you not love Sabo? How can you not just enjoy? Especially when they brought him back, he was like the kid who was rich and had everything he needed, and decided that that's not the way to live. Like he sees the people out there struggling, and he's like, "I'm screwed living at home. I'm gonna be with these guys until they burned everything down." And then he went off to be a pirate, and his ship got burned down by the Celestial Dragons, who were a-holes, and was saved by Dragon, which was really cool. And we find out later he's number 2 of the Revolutionary Army, which, fingers crossed that, whatever happened at the Reverie, that he's still alive and, something good will happen to him, because we have not seen enough of Sabo to have him go. He came in at the perfect time for Luffy, Luffy grieving about Ace and then going to get Ace's Devil Fruit, and who lo and behold, we see Sabo saving the day. Sabo's amazing Dragon Claw fist and attacks, and Sabo's a badass and easily likable character. And then...
Oh, I know how you don't love Sabo. Amnesia.
Oh my goodness. And then someone I don't think you guys would have thought would be on my list, and I'm glad they are on my list because of what just happened. Nico Robin.
I was not expecting that from your list. I really wasn't. I really do love Nico Robin too. I'm surprised I didn't put it on my list.
Like just everything Robin's been through, her development, um, and the fact that again, like we know she's a badass, and Otis held that back. We haven't been able to see Robin truly like shine in one-on-one fights, which I guess right now technically is still in a one-on-one fight because Brooke's there, but still seeing Robin like be as cool as she like her entrance. I mean, her entrance was amazing. Her coming in and like just appearing on their ship, on the Straw Hat ship, and getting them in the right direction, and then kind of disappearing and saving Luffy from death, and we're really giving him the pell for saving him from death after the first fight with Crocodile. Finding out that she's the one who can read the poneglyphs, learning her backstory, how tragic that was to her homeland, that the terrible world government and Marines destroyed with the Buster Call. Her mom was a beautiful woman. I almost want to put her on the list just because she's beautiful. And yeah, just Robin's story and her journey has been amazing. And then obviously her having gone to the Revolutionary Army for 2 years when all the Straw Hats got separated with Kuma, and it's easy to have Robin up there. And I'm glad she's getting the shine that she deserves now in this chapter. I mean, in this whole arc, it's been the last 5 or so chapters. There's been a small focus on Robin because it's been like we need her to read the poneglyphs and get us where we need to go, and just knowing that she's on the Straw Hats crew and she's going to do that for them. Robin, top tier character, definitely one of my favorites, and I am excited to see what else they do for her. It's also great for me because they don't sexualize Robin like they do Nami. Robin is literally just there to be brains and beauty, like in a fighter, and not like, hey, look at this body that she has. Kind of like Nami's always in a swimsuit. Robin's just like, I'm here because I'm awesome and like I'm smart and I do this. Nami's also smart. Nami has her parts, but she's not Robin. There's a big difference with how they portray those two characters, in my opinion. So I love that. She's not a fan service person. She's truly there for the Straw Hats. Like Tuan, I have some honorable mentions. Because it's really hard to have a favorite 5 and not include some people. My next person, my first honorable mention, Lucky Roo. And if you guys remember who Lucky Roo is?
Yeah, I know Lucky. Yeah,
okay. He's a big guy from
Shanks' crew.
Shanks' crew. Yep.
I wanted to do Ben Beckman, but I was like, no, Lucky Roo, because of Lucky Roo's his entrance.
He's the first one to shoot somebody. He's first one to kill on screen.
Just straight up gun to the dome and like cold-blooded, like no hesitation, ate his meat after that. Like Lucky Roo is the man. Yeah. I've barely seen this dude. But that one thing just sticks out so much that I see that I'm just like, I like you. Like I don't care what else happens. I like you.
Yeah.
So
that was hard to beat. Like there's a couple speeches in One Piece, and like Shanks' speech about pulling a gun is like, you don't pull a gun unless you're willing to pull the trigger. He's like, yep. The guy's like, what do you mean I'm using this as a threat? And then Lucky Roo just comes up, bam.
Yep. This isn't a toy. Pow. So yeah, Lucky Roo easily. A villain, because One Piece doesn't really have villains except Teach. But Enel is also honorable mention, just because the Gorogoro no Mi is amazing. His journey to the moon and seeing his cover story without everything going on the moon. Enel's the introduction of observation haki, thanks to him. That's not what they called it back then, but it was still a cool introduction. And honestly, the fact that they were saying no one can beat him except for Luffy because Luffy's rubber and doesn't get hurt by electricity. But Enel easily a favorite. Kizaru is another honorable mention because of the game. I think the game is the
smugness for me.
Yes, mostly Pirate Warriors. One Piece Pirate Warriors is like a large reason of why I love Kizaru. I think Pirate Warriors 2.
I think it was 2, or I think that's the one where we could co-op.
In that I almost solely used Kizaru. once we unlocked him, because he's so fun to play as. Him being light is so cool. The smugness of him, we haven't seen his true abilities. His just like nonchalant, and then like, have you ever been kicked at the speed of light? And it's like, so Kizaru easily a favorite, or honorable mention favorite. Portgas the Ace. A lot of what's happening in Wano brings Ace back onto the honorable mention list. Seeing some more of the things that he did, Yamato, Otama, how much he praised Luffy. And then with me having rewatched some of the early stages of One Piece again, and his first introduction with the Straw Hats, thanking them for taking care of Luffy and everything else that he did with them. It's really easy to have Ace as one of your tops. And then one last honorable mention, somebody we also haven't seen much of, but Monkey D. Dragon. How do you not like Dragon? Save Luffy's butt, probably has the wind or hurricane, devil fruit, whatever it's going to be called. Cool tattoo that he didn't always have on his face, which I'm curious as to how he got that. Leader of the Revolutionary Army. I'm all about him wanting to overthrow the corrupt government that is in the One Piece world. Really want to see him fight with his son to take down the world government at the end of it all. Or Dragon might die and it might be Sabo leading that does it that way. Either way, super excited. But that's my top list, and then some of my honorable mentions.
That's awesome. That's a solid list, other than Zoro being on top, but that's.
Yeah, I really hate that was such a solid list. I was ready to just tear it apart, and I was like, I like them. That one was on mine, and I was like, yeah, you're right.
Yep. See, I got good One Piece taste.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome. Okay, yeah. Well, you guys are about to tear me apart then, because you guys have a pretty solid list, but.
I know number one going to be under
number one on Matt's list is Foxy.
It's fine.
Favorite arc. Also, Luffy had a fro. Sorry, I got to go back to that. Luffy had a fro and was ready to throw hands with a fro. All right, go ahead, Matt.
Yeah. Spoilers, by the way. Foxy is not number one. I'm actually going to do my honorable mentions first because I want to lead up to my favorite character, even though I think it's pretty obvious. My honorable mentions is all the Straw Hat Pirates. I just couldn't add another one other than one. Except Zoro. Except Zoro, by the way. Except Zoro. He's not honorable mention.
That's such a cop out. I'd say all of the Straw
Hat. Yeah. You guys didn't do it. But no, here. That Doflamingo and Akainu, actually, I love a bad villain. The Going Merry and Thousand Sunny, and then the Whitebeard Pirates and the associates of the Whitebeard Pirates. I could not pick a Whitebeard pirate to add to my favorite 5, but I do want to give him a shout out because Marineford arc is amazing.
Rest in peace with the Going Merry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was like, wow, that was a good character that I would never.
I had it Mary like crossed off like 3 times as number 5. But I was like, I just can't put Mary up there. It's just too sad. And it's like, oh, then that means I don't love Thousand Sunny. It's like, no, they're both. I love both of them. They are very important characters, even though they're ships. For my number 5, I have Shanks. Actually, he is the bar that's been set for day one. Yeah. He is the person that taught us everything that we've known. Like after 600 chapters, he introduced that in chapter 1. He is the bar that even like Kaido is the bar that Luffy's beating right now, but Shanks is the ultimate end goal. He is on top of the mountain that is probably Laugh Tale or like where Luffy is going to end his days with. Mm-hmm. He's just inspirational. I think he got his inspiration from Gildarts from Fairy Tail. Just kidding. Just kidding. Don't. Yeah. Number 4, I think this one's going to shock both of you guys, is actually I'm going to put as Arlong for my favorite 5. Really? I put Arlong because if it wasn't for that arc, I would not be into One Piece.
That's why I'm not surprised that Arlong's on your list, because you make a point to say that the Arlong arc is what got you to continue watching One Piece. So I'm not surprised Arlong's up there actually.
So like just all the twists and turns of the Arlong arc and get to know Nami's backstory and just that whole like that's literally what got me hooked into One Piece is that arc, and that's always I always tell people give it up until that point when you get to the part where I'm not trying to spoil anything because that's where I got hooked onto One Piece. But when you get to a certain parts for Usopp, that's where I said, "Oh, this series is something different. This is not what I was expecting."
Yeah. Also, with Arlong, it's when you learn about more of his backstory as well, and him being Fisher Tiger's crew and wanting to be able to live on land, and instead being destroyed by the government, being like, no, you can't live here, and that causing his hatred. I think that is a reason to not hate him.
Yeah, he's a much more complex character than people put him out to be. Even though he's defined as a weaker character essentially since he got beat East Blue Luffy. The next one will be Blackbeard. Actually, I Blackbeard. I love to hate Blackbeard. I love him. He is the ultimate villain. Him and Akainu are like the top twos. Like, I don't know which one to do, but I hope Blackbeard is the final battle. Luffy versus Blackbeard, like Blackbeard going full out with the Yami Yami no Mi. Just him. He has so much mystery when he was first introduced on Jaya. Him and Luffy, same philosophy, same everything, but like different tastes of this philosophy. Essentially, like Luffy loved the pie, Blackbeard hated the pie, Luffy hated the drink, Blackbeard loved the drink. They have the same destination, same goal, but they want to go about it a different way.
Well, and also, Blackbeard wants to conquer, Luffy just wants freedom.
Mm-hmm. So it's exactly. Like, it's just a same end goal with two different ways of going about it, and I think he's an amazing character. And after starting One Piece, of wondering like who Blackbeard's going to be, since he is literally the most famous pirate in the world.
Yeah. I almost have Blackbeard up on my list too, because I mean he is. It's super easy to have him as a favorite character, though he is a villain, like the villain. It is super easy to be like, okay, so many of the things he does is so interesting.
As much as I despise him, he is still pretty cool.
Like I don't know. I understand where you're coming from with like the love to hate, because I love Doflamingo. Like I love to hate him, but I don't know. My thing with Blackbeard is that I feel like he's so pathetic with how he wins fights sometimes. Like, his whole crew should have been taken out by, like, they were gonna be dead.
Yep.
And then he like and then he comes to Marineford at the very end. Like, I feel like that's just a weak move, but
once again, that is why I almost stopped watching after the Marineford arc. Everything about the Marineford arc is total hogwash. I hate it to a T. It's just the worst. The thing that never should have happened to One Piece, and that's just my honest opinion. I want to have a podcast discussion about just that one arc, because the Marineford arc is awful. And if you think it's awesome,
we will. No, it's awesome. You're completely wrong, but we will have that talk later. Well, my second favorite character in One Piece is Eustass Captain Kidd, baby.
Useless Captain Kidd.
Eustass. Get his name right, Dom.
I do respect on his name.
He's when his first introduction of it, Archipelago, he just had the prominence. I think he's been more shit on. Sorry, I'm not trying to curse as much, but like, he's been not proven as much in the New World for no reason. We learn that he does have Conqueror's Haki. He just does. I think he is just an underused character that can be like at the time at the Archipelago, he was supposed to be one of Luffy's final main guys to battle against, to control the seas. But he's been spanked around in the New World, which gives him less credit. At the same time, when him and Luffy were fighting in the prison, to me, it didn't seem like he had anything less than what Luffy had. He has just sailed his ship in the wrong direction at the time. But I still think he's badass with metal powers and can retract and detract with magnets and everything. It's just cool dude.
Yeah, I like his concept. I like that he was made to be the stronger character. I do wish they would have shown a little bit more of him. But like, him coming into the Archipelago and him having the highest bounty more than Luffy, so that already set him a step above. So
I think I heard the reason that we haven't seen as much as what happened with Kid was that the fans loved Law, And so Oda kind of focused more on Law than on Kid, because Kid was supposed to be the parallel outside of Marshall D. Teach, but everyone loved Law, and it was kind of like, let's focus on Law a bit more. Just like with Dragon Ball Z, how Gohan was supposed to be the really strong one, but everyone loved Goku, so they were like, okay, well, let's just focus on Goku instead. So,
yeah, I still think Kid will have his time, and he will maybe even at the end of the battle, if like Luffy takes control over, he's just gonna be like, oh well, he's weak, and I can take all this credit right now, so scoop him into the ocean, kind of thing.
This is his time.
Yeah.
Law, obviously, as we know, isn't like a strength fighter. He's a strategic fighter, and has that fruit. Luffy can't fight. This is Kid's time.
Yeah.
If Kid shows up right here,
all, I think, because Luffy goes all or nothing pretty much. He doesn't conserve his power.
Yep.
I think Kid conserves his power and looking for the long draw, not for the short game.
If Kid shows up and holds off for the 10 minutes until Luffy gets back up and deals some damage to Big Mom and/or Kaido, then I will throw more respect his way and not call him useless Captain Kid. But he ain't done nothing, so he's useless Captain Kid until he does. Granted, he did just jump out straight from the New World, no waiting, and just like went after the big names. So I can respect that part, and that's why he lost his arm to Shanks. But again, all off screen. I haven't seen anything, so.
No, his introduction definitely got me big time for a favorite character. And then my all-time favorite character to round out the monster trio is Sanji. Ooh. Love Sanji since day one, since the spoiler of the first anime opening of him just sitting in the background smoking a cigarette. Is like, this guy's gonna be cool. And he is a very cool character. He's a chef. He's the one that feeds everybody. If he wasn't there, guess what? Everybody would starve, which is almost happened on the way to Big Mom's Island to Luffy try to cook a fish. Guess that didn't turn out well. Like Sanji is the reason Luffy has most of his energy. He makes sure he's well fed. He also makes sure that nobody tries to sneak any more food out of the kitchen. The giant lock on the thing, and just like being around the corner to see anybody trying to steal any food. Right. He doesn't let any food go to waste. He has a very tragic multiple backstories. He has a very
that was interesting to learn. So
yeah, but that his only flaw is that he is a pervert for once in a while. But I'm sorry if your flaw is that, but that's. He's a man of chivalry. He doesn't hit women. He has a good message, but he just that's who he is, and I respect that of him.
I was gonna say Sanji's overrated, but he's not. He doesn't get the same. He doesn't get the same. Hold on. I was 100% rated.
Zoro's overrated, and Sanji is not overrated.
Zoro. I feel like
I'm about to leave this podcast. I'm on here with some fools.
All right. It goes Zoro and Sanji, the dirt, the worms inside the dirt, Coco Stool, Luffy.
Oh. Yeah, I think it takes away from Sanji saying whenever he goes a little bit too perverted, but at the same time, like he really is an essential crew of the Straw Hats. If he would, like, they're all one puzzle piece together. Like if you take one away, the crew does fall apart.
Yeah, they're all. That's been shown, I do love them all.
That's been showed multiple times throughout the series, even with Usopp and at Water 7. You don't think a sniper is very important, but if they left Usopp there, guess what? Doflamingo would have won that battle.
Yeah. Without Usopp, Dressrosa never would have been overturned. People still would have been toys.
Also, Sanji has one of the best power-up stories. He had nowhere else to run, so he ran up.
Yeah.
When he was on New Karma Island, he didn't have anywhere else to run, so I ran up.
Yeah, he can
I thought you were about to put the Germa raid suit, and I was like I like the power, but once again, he just does Sanji things when he goes and tries to sneak into the bathroom with the raid suit, which like I said, like that's as a character, I think this is one flaw, but I mean, I'm okay of overlooking that flaw. And plus, he looks cool smoking cigarettes.
No one looks cool smoking cigarettes.
Sanji does.
I mean, that Enel thing, that was pretty cool.
Look, that I will give him that. I will give him that moment. The moment of just getting hit by that lightning and being like, "Thanks for the light." That was cool. That was an epic thing for Sanji to do. Not as epic as Zoro's "nothing happened" moment. Nothing tops that. But yeah, I mean, again, Sanji's all right. But to say that Zoro's overrated and Sanji isn't is just a slap in Zoro's face.
That is what Swan has said. Let the record show.
Well, it's okay. Tawan likes Law more than Luffy. So.
That's true. Law is the best.
We all have our flaws. Like I said, like we all have flaws.
Yours is liking Sanji. No, I'm kidding.
Honestly, I'm really happy with all our lists. They didn't really overlap. I thought I was gonna, make fun of a lot more things, but I'm happy that I didn't. Everyone has really good taste. I've taught you guys well.
Please. I'm excited to see what the lists look like at the end of the series, or at least after Wano and maybe the next arc, because I'm sure they're going to change a lot.
Same.
Mm-hmm. But it's been fun, guys. This was a great topic. Doing top lists is always fun. It was cool that we actually agreed a lot with the list we had this go around. There weren't a lot of what we would deem non-interesting characters. So yeah, I enjoyed what we did today. And yeah, anything else, fellas?
I think that's it.
Yep. So this has been the Monster Trio podcast. As always, thank you for your continued support. And until next time, peace.